Hello, everyone. So for today, we're talking about spring detox, releasing the winter sludge. And for the Alchemist Kitchen, we have three layers that we talk about first before we actually recommend any herbs or any supplements. The first one is behavioral. Like, what are the things we should do in order to prepare for spring? So one is definitely getting your circadian rhythm regulated, and your sleep dictates how your next day is going to be. So if you're not getting enough sleep, then that's going to make you sluggish. Now, the next thing to do that is to, as soon as you wake up, no matter what time, is to go out and expose yourself. So now we still have a little bit of the cold winter in place, but consider having consider having some time to expose yourself, as much skin as you want, to the sun, so that will allow your circadian rhythm to reset. So one is exposure to sunshine. The next thing is, as we transition from one season to the other, it's a good time to reassess. Are there lessons learned that you want to bring with you from winter towards spring? So reassessment, journaling is really very good. A good prompt is, what are you taking with you from winter to spring? What are the things that you will be releasing? And what are the things that you'll be keeping? So that's one. Another thing from a behavioral standpoint is movement. Motion is lotion. So consider more twisting poses, more like moving from one side to the other. So releasing the spine, because where tendency is, especially during winter, is to cuddle in. So then now it's more about opening. So any movement where you could raise your arms up or swing from side to side is really good to release any of the toxins. And of course, breathing exercises is always good. So one thing to calm down the nervous system is to have 2 inhales and then a very slow exhale. So again, 2 inhales and then a slow exhale. So that just regulates your nervous system. So stress also provides more toxins in the body. By releasing the stress through breath and movement, that actually helps release the winter sludge. The next thing is, from a nutritional aspect, what are the things that we're taking in? It's good to consider intermittent fasting during this time as well. And it doesn't mean that you're going to go 24 hours without eating, but consider moving the time of your breakfast maybe an hour or 2 hours later than what you usually do. So for example, instead of waking up, going to the bathroom, doing things mindlessly, or drinking coffee right away, or making your protein shake, is maybe consider drinking water with lemon and then take your protein shake or your coffee an hour or an hour and a half later. This just allows the body to detox a little bit, which it does during the night, releasing all of those toxins. And so by having that gap between your last meal towards your breakfast, then that allows the body to go through that process even more. Another thing to consider is, once you do start taking a meal in, is taking in more greens. So for us at the Alchemist Kitchen, we have a maker, Anima Mundi, who provides a very good liver cleanse product. And please come and visit us at our retail store as well as our elixir store to learn more about the products that we have on site as well as online. One thing to take note of: men burn fat a lot faster than women because they have leaner muscles. So if you're considering releasing some weight, just be mindful of that and be gracious with yourself. If you're female, just because our bodies are a little bit different. And also, particularly if you're premenopausal, menopausal, that the body tends to hold on to the weight a little bit longer. And a key to that point is know your flavor preference. So if your tendency is to lean more towards sweets, my recommendation is to consider other flavors, maybe adding some apple cider vinegar that would be helpful for digestion. Instead of going for like a pint of ice cream, maybe going for a walk might be helpful, or giving yourself a hug, because sugar is a carbohydrate, so it's more of a contraction. And so that's why we seek it when we're emotionally needed or require it. So by giving ourselves a quick hug, or maybe a pat on the shoulder, pat on the back, for us to have that conversation within that it's okay. We can skip the ice cream for now. And if you're using it for a celebration, go right ahead. Ice cream at that point is 0 calorie. The next thing is, in terms of supplements, definitely taking in more fiber would be helpful to release any toxins. Dandelion root is also very helpful. We carry herbs at the retail space, and you could make your own formulations. Our herbalists are trained to provide any guidance and answer any questions. Hibiscus as well is very good because it has a lot of vitamin C, and is also called the collagen of the herbal world. In terms of further readings, one of the books that we carry is Plant Magic by Christine Buckley. I really love and recommend this book to our audience because it's very easy. It talks about making your own medicine through infusions and decoctions, meaning just boiling it or steeping it for steeping tea for 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, or overnight. And then for roots and barks, boiling it, and that's what we call a decoction. So it has a good explanation on what dandelion does. It has what the sensation is, what the flavor is, and recipes as well. So that's why it's called Plant Magic, and it has dandelion on it. So I just love and recommend this book to people that are just starting out on their herbal knowledge journey. Another book that I recommend is by Jennifer Kurdyla, Root and Nourish. She happens to be one of our writers, and she has taught classes at the Alchemist Kitchen. So we love her work. She does photography as well. So go check out that book. And one of the books regarding seasonality in terms of food that I use as my reference is Eat, Taste, and Heal. This one uses Ayurvedic philosophies. So each person has their own constitution or dosha. And so by going through and understanding what your dosha is, then it will be helpful to determine what food would benefit your constitution. So like I mentioned, vinegar through fire cider. Now this is going to be available at the Alchemist Kitchen Elixir Bar for purchase. And it's a very good blend by our friends from Blue Stem Botanicals. You could purchase some loose herbs, like I mentioned, at the Elixir Bar. This is red clover and dandelion root. So 2 herbs that I highly recommend to take in for releasing the winter sludge. So if you have any questions, please send an email to learn@thealchemistkitchen.com, or you could DM us straight at The Alchemist Kitchen. You could also watch some videos on our YouTube channel or follow us on TikTok as well. So Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this mini class on releasing the winter sludge and doing a spring detox. Enjoy your weekend.